All right, guys, you've been watching my videos for a while. You'll know the drill. Of course, as soon as I start working on a video like I did the other day, which if you haven't checked out last video, definitely do so. It's a pretty good watch. But Stylus loves to do this thing where as soon as I decide to kind of work on a bit more of a project video, something that takes maybe a little bit longer, they decide to push another big update, not only to usually test plays, but sometimes the main game. And between the 3 days I was working on my last video, Stylus decided to not only introduce, but push to the main game 4 new guns and a handful of changes to some other weapons. And one of those weapons, like you see up on screen right now, is going to be a level 0 weapon, something we have not gotten in years to Phantom Forces. It just doesn't happen. So this is going to be a pretty big deal for lower levels, I would say. And in general, I think today's video is going to be crazy because this is my first time checking out these new weapons. We've got 2 new assault rifles, a DMR, and a battle rifle. So stick around. Okay, this isn't funny anymore, guys. This is not funny anymore. Okay, I'm just gonna reset because clearly I apparently can't die now. So the first weapon that we're gonna talk about is the rank 0 Bren 2. Now this is going to be our second weapon that is rank 0 in the assault rifle category. The other being, of course, the cult classic AK-12. And this looks kind of like a mix between a SCAR and an M4. But boys, we're getting some particularly interesting assault rifle performance here, giving us some very middle of the road kind of damage, a little bit on the lower end at range, typical 30 round magazine and multipliers, but also an 850 fire, which is relatively high for something in the assault rifle category. Muzzle velocity is fairly standard, about 2600. That's kind of middle of the road for things in this category. But in general, I'd say it's a really nice looking model with some pretty solid detail to it. Now, as far as attachments go, I don't know if we're going to get anything free on it other than the usual, like, yeah, flashlight, no free grip or anything like that. There are a couple different ammo types, but it's all the ones that you'd expect on any kind of weapon like this. And otherwise, it's a super interesting assault rifle. I'm amazed at how low, relatively low, the recoil is on this, considering the fire rate. It almost has SMG recoil with like more SMG like fire rate. It's an interesting weapon to me. It almost has like a rolling thunder kind of like sound effect to it. I don't know how else to describe it. Very punchy, very loud. I love it. Otherwise, there's not much to say about this weapon. It's pretty interesting. We do have a squad barrel for it, much like kind of most other weapons in this kind of category. So, you know, do with that what you will, I guess, right? Moving on to the next assault rifle that we have here. It is going to be the Bren 3. Now, this is I have not seen this yet. I'm sorry to pause. I have not seen this yet. That looks cool. We have the Bren 3 unlocked at rank 153. Now, this one is a bit higher damage overall compared to the other weapon. The Bren 2, was it? Yeah, the Bren 2. We have a bit higher overall general damage, same multiplier, same 30 round magazine, and a little bit less fire rate at 805, which is really specific for some reason. Muzzle velocity of 2600, so that's identical. How about the time to kill? Okay, the Bren 2 is actually a little bit faster than the Bren 3, but that's just one little metric as to whether a weapon is decent or not. Let's check out that recoil. Okay, it doesn't look too... Oh, no. All right, recoil on this. It doesn't look that bad, I think, because there's maybe not a crazy amount of camera recoil, but weapon recoil is definitely up there. I wonder what the general idea is between having these as, like, 2 different weapons. Does this have any attachments? There's 4 different attachments for this that all kind of completely change the way that the damage graph works a little bit. Okay, that's neat, sure. There's also a 300 blackout conversion for it, which acts similarly to 300 blackout on like the G36 weapons, just giving you some general closer up damage that's better. Somehow I didn't notice too that there's also an integral suppressor, which ups your close-up damage and lowers your range damage. And if you mix that with 300 blackout, you get a ton of CQC damage. And it's honestly kind of like the better way to probably use this. Let's try and get some kills with this. I'm really interested to see how this feels getting kills composed. John Williams over here. Opposed to the Bren 2. Oh no, I didn't mean to melee. You know what? It feels pretty nice to get kills with. I mean, so do like most weapons in this game, but like I love the way that the weapon kind of jumps around. That's not to say that I like high recoil weapons, but like just something about the way that the weapon is super bouncy looks nice. And I mean, it feels satisfying enough to get kills with much like pretty much any other gun. I mean, otherwise, without really spending a crazy amount of time putting together a build and stuff on this, that'll be maybe for a separate video at some point. If you want to see that, let me know below. I think generally I prefer the Bren 2 just because of the fact that it seems to have less recoil and just better general feeling to it, I guess. But otherwise, yeah, I'd say it's pretty good. Rank 153 is a little bit on the higher end, but it's not like unobtainium, right? Not bad. Now, the one that I'm interested in, probably maybe the most, kind of depending, is going to be the Bren 2 BR, which is kind of funny to me because of the fact that we got like no battle rifles for like years, and then we got the Shack 12 and we got the AK-308. Now we got the Bren 2. This is shaping up to be a pretty nice category. Bren 2 BR, that is. Now this is going to be something that looks a little more interesting. First of all, we have a 1.1 torso multi, unlike the previous two that we went over, and it also has guaranteed 3-shot limb. And with the torso multi, we have a nice, cool 3-shot torso out to 113-ish studs. 2-tap headshot, that's a nice 90 studs. I mean, yeah, that's fine, sure. But with it though, we only have a 25-round magazine. We're now firing 7.62 by 51, and we have that same 805 fire rate as the Bren 3 did. Muzzle velocity of 2500, near identical to the others. Model as well just looks like a longer version of the previous two weapons. Though those iron sights look so nice. Oh, these are my favorite iron sights thus far on these new weapons. Oh yeah. But enough of the yap, let's check out that recoil. And, yeah, that's the battle rifle, all right. Let's try and compensate a little bit for it. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, all right. It's not going to be a laser pointer. It is a battle rifle, but it's not the worst thing in the world to try and control. Speaking of trying, let's actually try to get a kill with this, maybe. Or just let the game end immediately. But hey, 2.0 KD, just about. I will take it. Looks like we have a carbine and squad barrel on this. Ammo types are all kind of the same as most weapons. Oh, this might actually be an interesting map for this. Battle rifles do surprisingly well on CQC maps. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, yeah. I see what we're doing here. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Yes. That is a good feeling battle rifle. I like this. I like this a lot. Yes, I do. I love these super open iron sights. They're kind of reminiscent of the VKS, the sniper that recently got added, which has some of my favorite iron sights in the game right now. And just generally, this feels so nice, dude. I mean, the battle rifle's got to be one of my favorite categories in the game just because I love how punchy the weapons are. And this definitely contributes to that quite substantially. Good battle rifle, nice looking model, chunky sound, chunky recoil, and somehow I forgot to mention a rank 129 unlock, which actually, you know what, is not that bad. It's not that bad. And what I'm also hoping is not going to be bad is our first DMR that we've gotten in a couple weeks, apparently. Another category that was completely neglected, having just the Scar SSR rank 85 as the highest for years. And then we got the SVK12 and now the Bren 2 PPS, a DMR variant of the Bren 2. Now, you see this? This is a big boy. It looks like the Scar SSR, but fully detailed. Now, this does look like it has some pretty nice looking stats to it. So first of all, we have 2-tap torso out to right around 137 studs. We have 3-tap limb maximum range, always 2-tap head. We got a nice 1.5 head multi and a 1.2 torso multi with a 10-round magazine, a 550 fire rate, and semi-auto fire mode, as well as a muzzle velocity of 2650. So right around all of the others. Now, okay, these iron sights, oh, these are nice. Oh, yeah. These are nice and clear. I love it, man. I love it. You know, maybe one day all these new iron sights that we've been getting on all these new guns, maybe they'll be added in the iron sight category. Now, this is not necessarily going to be the map that is ideal for something like this. It does have a slightly higher fire rate, but I think we should take it to maybe a bit more of a range. Yeah, we'll just go back to second storm. I'm sorry, I'm eating a cinnamon roll. You know, I'm forgetting that this is 550 fire rate. I can spam the crap out of this, dude. I do kind of hope that there's an extended magazine for this. I feel like that might make it a little bit too busted, but I'm a wacky guy. Let's take a look. We do have assault barrel. We do have a squad barrel. I mean, it basically like hardly changes the weapon, so you know that's a thing. We don't have any like free suppressors with this. No free scope, surprisingly. Usually these kinds of weapons do get a free scope. And then all the same kind of default ammo types that we usually get. Now, I should kind of mention about this. These weapons were added to the main game within less than 24 hours of testing and test plays. And while I would otherwise say they do feel pretty balanced, I haven't noticed any major issues with them that make them either too OP or too underpowered or feel like they're missing anything. I would say that these things might get changed over time. It kind of wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. So entirely expect these to maybe be changed at some point in the not too distant future. If they don't get updated though, honestly, I think they're in a relatively good state right now. And I'm not huge into the DMRs. Honestly, there's a couple that I really like, and this one is relatively good, but this in particular is not going to be something that I use a crazy amount, but it's going to be great for those who want it. I just got sniped by a Mosin that has shotgun ammo. Yeah, it's gonna take me a little bit of time to get used to the recoil on this one. That's for freaking sure. It feels nice though. I like it. But yes, that is pretty much going to be it for today's video. Now, there were some other weapon changes that were done to a whole bunch of weapons that I otherwise kind of assumed were never gonna get updates to them. But because I want to try and keep this video more hard focused on this new family of weapons that we've gotten, we'll cover those in a separate video. So if you haven't already done so, please do get subscribed so you definitely don't miss that, because there's some really cool changes. Otherwise, I'd love to know your guys' thoughts on these 4 new weapons added to the main game. I'd say relatively this kind of is pretty good for lower level players, especially this new level 0, dude. Oh, yes. Especially this new weapon. But again, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. With that said, of course, huge shout out to the channel members up on the screen. You guys are freaking fantastic. I hope that you guys have been enjoying the new year so far and these new updates that we've gotten over the last couple of weeks. And with pretty much all that said, thank you guys for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, dudes. Peace.